I would have my homeboy number one, Skip.
Really?
Because I believe he and Peyton Manning are the only two guys to go 5,050. 5,000 passing yards, 50 touchdowns in a single season. He just had one of the most unbelievable seasons for a quarterback, and as Jenny mentioned in the read, in only a second year starting. Prior to that, he only had one start, and that's why it made it very easy for them to move on from check down Alex, Skip. His arm talent is unbelievable. There's not a throw that he can't make, and when he breaks the pocket, he can throw. Very few guys can break the pocket and throw the ball over your head. He can break contain and throw the ball over your head. He can fit the ball into small windows. He's very improvisational. We're going to talk about this a little later with the Brett Favre stuff because he'll attempt stuff. No, the quarterback, the play that we're running right now where he throws the ball with his left hand. He's rolling to his left. He's a right-handed quarterback. He changes hands and flips it to Tyreek Hill. I don't even know if there are very many quarterbacks who would attempt that, let alone that could pull it off. And so with that, and you look at, even in his losses, Skip, you don't expect to score 51 points and lose, but he did. He scored 40 points, and they lost. He scored 31 twice, and they lost. In his 5 losses, he averaged scoring 36 points a game. And nobody threw the ball down the field further more than Patrick Mahomes. So with that being said, Skip Bayless, I have my homeboy number 1, Aaron Rodgers number 2, and I have Tiny
what's his name?
Tiny Tom terrific. Number 3.
Tiny Tom, the guy who's 6'4".
I don't get up about that. I'm just saying my homeboy should be number 1 coming off the season in which he just had. He just proved he's the baddest man going right now.
Really?
Yes.
And he won how many playoff games?
He won 1.
Oh, he did. He won 1.
Yeah.
That's right. And then what quarterback beat him twice?
No. Beat his. See, there you go, Skip. He scored 31 and 40, so he scored an average of 35 and a half points, and he lost both games. And if you don't mind me asking, Skip, was he on the field when Tom Brady did what he did, or was he on the sideline? Okay.
You know, this whole notion just wears me out.
Why did it wear you out?
Because it is a sad joke that all of these ratings don't have Tom Brady number 1 because your eye test should have told you last year he is still easily the best quarterback playing the game. And we're talking about actually playing the game of football. Who continues to play it at the highest level, deepest into the playoffs? Number 12 in Foxborough. It's not even close. And I know people get worn out of Tom Brady, and I appreciate that. I respect that. I honor that. But people need to honor him because there's still Pro Football Focus. It's the only one of these rankings. It came out just yesterday, and it breaks it way down with second, third level film study, and it says that Tom Brady is still the best quarterback going. And if I can just throw out a couple of numbers from Pro Football Focus here, it says that his passing grade on passes with 1 step of separation over the last 3 years leads all quarterbacks. So it's deadly accuracy. If you have 1 step of separation, he will hit you in the hands and it will be caught.
Still be throwing to running backs and Julian Edelman.
Right. Does it work? Yeah, it really works because he won another Super Bowl, his 6th, just last year. And here's another note from Pro Football Focus. He picked up his biggest chunks late in tight games. That's over 1,000 yards passing on just 107 attempts. That's 10 yards completion per attempt. That led all quarterbacks in clutch time throws last year. Led all quarterbacks who qualified in clutch time throws. 10 yards per attempt from Tom Brady. Does clutch time matter to you, Mr. Sharpe? I probably think it does. So my biggest problem with Patrick Mahomes
is it?
It's what I read here in Mike Sando's breakdown in The Athletic. There were 7 who placed Mahomes in the second tier, and they wanted to see him do it again. Just do it one more time, because he did it once.
Okay.
Way to go.
Okay.
You took the world by surprise and by storm. I'll give you that.
So is that what we're doing now?
Well, let's see if he can do it again before we rank him the best quarterback in football. You're leaping on the bandwagon that you didn't build before the draft because you did not see it coming. If you had said before the draft, the best quarterback in this draft is the guy that Andy Reid stole, then I would give it to you. But you didn't tell me that. I told you Baker Mayfield should be the guy. I said it before the draft. I told you Kyler Murray was coming, who's going to win the Heisman, and he was going to be the first overall pick, but you didn't listen to me. So at least I built those bandwagons before they rolled.
Well, the car, look, I didn't assemble the car, but I got in early on the build.
Okay.
And I told you my homeboy was going to win the MVP. You told me Drew Brees, so I've been on this bandwagon. But Skip Bayless, here's the problem where I'm going to give you a little pushback. Did you know this, Jenny? I don't know if you noticed this, Jenny, because me and my research, Steve, we stayed up late last night burning the midnight oil. Did you know in 3 playoff games, so the divisional round, the AFC Championship and the Super Bowl, Tom Brady threw 2 touchdowns? Oh, well, no, it's not your turn yet.
I think it was my turn. You rudely interrupted me. You handed off to me because you ran out of gas on your homeboy bandwagon.
No, I'm just saying. Tom Brady in 3 playoff games, the divisional, AFC Championship, Super Bowl, threw 2 touchdowns with 3 interceptions.
How dare you? How dare you?
Let me finish.
Against Patrick Mahomes' defense, albeit his defense. In the overtime at Kansas City, he completed 3 straight 3rd and 10s. Who has ever done that before in an AFC Championship game? 3 straight 3rd and 10s. Game over, game over, game over. Nope. Brady. Edelman, Gronk.
At worst case, against that defense, I'm going 1 for 3, and on a good day, you catch with the shoulder warm up, I'm going 2 for 3.
And how about the game? How about the game you picked the Chargers to win at Foxborough? You picked it.
Okay.
Did you not pick it? Guess what Brady did in that game? 34. Let me get it right. 34 of 44 for 343 and a QBR of 87.
Skip.
What?
Skip.
That's outrageous. It was 41 to 14 before you could look up.
That's 1 game.
I'm saying. Well, I just gave you 2 games.
No. Hold on. But are you going to mention those 2 interceptions that he threw in Kansas City? One of them in the red zone?
Who won the game when it was time?
See, now all of a sudden.
In the 4th quarter and overtime in that game, Tom Brady threw for 180 yards at Kansas City in the cold. It was all-time outrageously
I'm glad it was only cold on Tom Brady's sideline.
Okay.
It was a nice toasty.
Was he the visiting? Yeah, he was the visiting team.
Skip, all I'm saying is that Tom Brady has a top 5 rushing attack in the playoffs. If you don't mind me asking, who led the playoffs in rushing? What team?
Yeah, I've been telling you that all along. You keep telling me Dallas is dependent on Zeke. I said, well, Brady's got a rushing game, too.
Whoa. I'm just asking a simple question.
It's what they do. Now, they do it by committee, although Sony Michel was pretty good.
All I'm asking.
Okay, good.
Do they have a top 5 rushing attack? Simple yes or simple no? Do they have a top 10 defense? A simple yes or a simple no?
A top 10-ish?
They were number 7 in scoring.
Yeah, they were kind of mediocre last year.
They were the number 7th ranked scoring defense, Skip.
All right.
Where was Kansas City?
It wasn't one of Belichick's better defenses. You would say that.
They held the number 1 offense in football, scoring offense, to 3 points. And you say that wasn't one of Belichick's crowning achievements.
Who controlled the game? They controlled the football. The offense did.
It doesn't.
Who won time of possession? Brady's offense.
Skip. It doesn't.
It was masterful.
Skip. It doesn't matter if you have the ball a little or a lot. What do you do with it when you have it? The Rams didn't do anything when they possessed the ball, thanks to Coach Belichick. See, what you always do is that you want to shift the argument. I don't know if you noticed this. QBR. Skip loves that stat because it takes into so many things into account.
Yeah.
Did you know who had the highest QBR in all of football last year,
he
Skip?
did.
Who did?
The one-year wonder.
No. I won't do it. I'm not going to do it.
You know, I got to say, I love this quote, the Mahomes part of this. I got to read this.
Okay, go ahead, read it.
There's one executive, I don't know what he was, it says former head coach, said, you play for Andy Reid and you're going to have numbers to the point that what's-his-name thinks he's a Hall of Famer. What's-his-name is Donovan McNabb. I love Donovan. He's a friend. But again, he's been saying, I belong in the Hall of Fame. You can certainly make the case.
Okay.
But you can also make the case he's an Andy Reid product.
Okay.
Is Tom Brady a Belichick product? No. Tom Brady is the inventor of the whole offense. He runs that side of the ball, right?
Let me ask you a
Is
question.
Belichick an offensive guru?
I'm just asking you a question.
Okay.
If I take Drew Brees, I take Aaron Rodgers, I take my homeboy, I take Ben Roethlisberger, and I set them in New England with the number one playoff rushing attack, a top 5 rushing attack, Coach Belichick, and a top 10 scoring defense, 18 of the 20 seasons which excuse me, let me take that back. 17 of the 19 seasons in which Tom Brady's played, do they do less?
Oh, way less.
Oh, my goodness, stop it.
This guy is all-time clutch. He's the clutchest performer I've ever seen, including Michael Jordan, and I tell you that only because he's had so many more opportunities on the biggest stage in the sport than Michael had in his sport.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.